Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of how to make your own fairy wings. So I have in the first video shown you how I use Adobe Fresco to draw my design. And now we're going to be using Adobe Illustrator to clean up the lines from that drawing and then export to SVG to be able to import into Cricut Design Space to cut it out. So, I'm going to open, well, first of all, you're going to want to go to New File, and it doesn't really matter what you have here, to be perfectly honest, because I'm going to use 12 by 24 because that's the size of my largest Cricut mat. So I'm going to be using that size because I want to kind of see how it will fit on the mat. Like maybe if you made your wings kind of fat or something, like wide, then maybe it would fit on the mat or something. So I'm going to use 12 by 24 inches, and then you hit create. And what you're going to do is we're going to want to go to File and Place. And we're just going to use, let's see, we'll use Pixie Poo 2 PNG file. Let's pretend like I exported that from the last video, but I think actually it was this one, so I'll use this one for consistency's sake. Ignore my photos. Then here we go. So yay, we have this. We're going to place by clicking anywhere on the screen, and you're going to want to go to crop image over here, and we're going to make this like roughly the same size as the wing. And you're going to do this for like on separate files for each one of your panels. So, whoops, well, that was dumb. Whatever. Okay. You're going to want to follow these steps after you export this to for each one of your panels. So after you have it kind of around the same shape and you want to have it a little bit outside just in case you need to make any of the lines thicker, we're going to hit apply. And then we can move this to the canvas or artboard. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to object, and we are going to want to go to image trace, make and expand. And we can zoomy in a little bit. Oh look, it made the line smooth. And then we're going to go to object again, and we're going to go to path. And you can choose to simplify the path and have fewer anchor points and stuff. You can do the hard way if you feel like you need to. But the harder you work on your drawing to begin with, the easier that it is for Illustrator to kind of smooth out the lines for you. So that's what I like to do. You can also do the hard way and add and remove anchor points. You can even change the stroke. You can change, you can make the lines thicker. There's a lot that you can do, but for me, I'm just going to go to path and I'm going to go to smooth. And here's this little fun, oops, whoa, we're not going to do that. This little bar, I was like trying to move it so you can see it better. It's this little bar over here, and we're going to like move this. You want to have your lines pretty smooth. You're helping out your Cricut or your die cut machine by making not so jagged cuts. So we want these to be pretty smooth. So we're going to increase this to a percentage where you also don't want your lines to be too thin, so you need to watch out for that. I might go back into Fresco and actually fix this. Who knows? I might. I don't know. I've already made this though. So yeah, you want to make sure that your lines are okay and your curves are okay and you don't have any crazy things poking out or crazy rough edges. I'm gonna keep it at like 10%. 10% looks nice. Okay. All right. And then you're gonna click outside of that. You can zoom out if you want to. Click outside the box, then click back in. And you're gonna want to press this isolate group. And then you're gonna want to go up to view. And then you're gonna go to show transparency grid, because correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but you have to have a transparent background to for the die cut machines. Everything has to have a transparent background. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click into each area and hit the delete key. And this might take you like 17,000 years. If you have very complex wing designs, like you decided to draw like flowers or something with a bazillion different petals, tiny petals or something, it might take you I don't want to do that. 1 million years. Why did it do that? Why? I need my selecty tool. There we go. Hello. I must have clicked the wrong button. So yeah, all you do is you delete until everything is done and nice and transparent. Yes, even the littlest one. Okay, so there you have it. That's pretty much it. Yay, it's ready to be exported. Whoa, I'm yawning. I'm sorry. So we're gonna go to File, now that it's done, and we're going to go to Save As. Save on your computer, and you can save it as an SVG, and you're going to want to follow those exact same steps for every single panel. And that's why we had separate layers in Fresco. That's why you keep everything separate, because in order to import all of these into Cricut Design Space, you have to have them separate, because they're obviously going to be like on separate mats and stuff. So you want everything to be separate, so you have like separate little images, because each one of these is going to be a separate image. Anyway, that's how you do that. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Stay tuned for part 3.